Hey, this is Joel from the Traveler Toolkit, and in this video, I'm going to tell you all about this 12-volt cooler from BougeRV and why it's quickly become one of my absolute favorites. We've tested half a dozen of these this summer alone, and there's a lot that this cooler offers that other coolers simply don't. So stick around so I can tell you about all those features and more. Okay, so let's start by talking about the outside of this cooler. It is built like an absolute tank and has the look to prove it. It's got this honeycomb design. They've got yellow handles here contrasted with black plastic. Everything on the outside is plastic minus this handle here, but that is one of my favorite parts, this adjustable handle that you can either put in like a piece of luggage or pull out all the way or intermediately right here in the middle. It locks in, just makes it easier to grab and pull on these giant, really off-road style wheels. They're probably 4 or 5 inch casters, and you can pull it around just like this. Not to mention it also has some really hardy side handles with springs that are probably too much. Like you can't even pull these handles parallel. This is as far as they go. I wish they came up a little bit further, but they're extremely sturdy and strong. So if you have a heavy load in here, you can pick it up with these handles. These are metal, and the side handle is metal. But inside, you've got a lot to be excited about too. Let me adjust the camera so I can show you the compartments inside. So as you can see on the top, everything is flush, and you do have 2 separate doors with 2 separate handles here on each side. I'm not entirely sure why we have these indents and some of the honeycomb patterns. It's probably just for design. I personally wish this was all flush and that it had a little bit more of a grippy surface, because I tend to put things on top of these coolers and use them like tables at times, but it's just a design choice. You have these 2 really recognizable and really handy kind of clip latches for the doors right here, and really good sealing gaskets around the bottom. These aren't the thickest doors in the world, but they do seem to hold in everything really nicely, and they give you a nice confident click. You'll see we do have a large section here with a full depth basket. Look at that, full depth basket. So you can put things all the way down in there and pick them up if you need to. There's also a drain down inside the bottom of this. So if I were to take everything out, you can't really see it from this angle, but I'll show you. If you had anything that melted in here, you could just pull this little drain out here and drain it out the bottom. It looks like, oh yeah, that's not even a twist. You just press it in there. But I love these full depth baskets because it makes it so much easier to grab everything. You can see I pretty much have a full case of water in here, and it only takes up half of this side. This is mainly what we use it for when we're traveling on road trips, drinks, snacks, things like that. And it's dual zone. I'll show you that in a minute. So you can do a different temperature over here versus over here. And unlike other coolers that only have dividers in between these two, these are independent containers. These are independent spaces. That's what I'm trying to say. Independent spaces. So different controls, thermometer, temperatures for both sides. Again, we have a basket over here for this one, much more shallow. So there you go. You've got probably 8 cans of Coke you could stick in there, something like that. But the basket makes it super easy to take in and out. You do have a light on this side. I don't believe we have a light on the other side. Oh, we do. We do have a light over here. So light on both sides and a really, really quiet compressor. So let's flip this over and check out the controls, and I'll show you the Bluetooth app, which is the big reason why I love this cooler. All right, so let's talk about the control system here on the side of the cooler. Pretty intuitive, easy to run. You'll see we have our left unit and our right unit. Pretty easy to figure out because when you're facing the front, you have left and you have right. The right is the small unit, and they are independently controlled. So you've got the cooling icon that tells you your cooling here. We have the eco mode on here. The M, which I believe means it's medium. There is a low, medium, and high setting for strain, I believe, on the battery. And then there is a battery indicated here, or battery indicator here, and obviously plus and minuses for temperature. So if you wanted to manually adjust these settings here, you would simply click settings. You could go from eco to max. So if you were trying to cool up from maybe from 0 to get it down to temp quick, you'd go to max. If you want to change the temperature, you would press this. See, this is flashing here. So now we can adjust the temperature on the left side. I believe, yeah, hit settings while the temperature is flashing. It will go over to the right side. Now you can adjust. Whoop, we switched. See, now we can adjust here for the right side. And then you let it set there or hit setting again, and it will switch back and forth, let it set there. It will go back to normal. Now, this is all good, pretty easy to use, but it does get better because this cooler, let me just unlock my phone. There you go. You can see we have the BougeRV app, and I've already connected this cooler via Bluetooth. So I just click on it now. It's pre-connected, and I have all of my information right here on my phone. Same information, 37, 32 degrees. If I want to change it here, I can change it on the app and it changes in here. If I wanted to go from, let's say, oh yeah, there we go. Out of eco mode to max mode. See, it just changed right there. And then back to eco mode. We can turn off the little beeps on the cooler, and it'll tell you very clearly what the current temperature is. See, we've got these set to 35, but that's only 37 because I just turned it down. Set 32, 32. You could turn it on and off with this power button here. And then you've got other information here if you were charging via solar, which we'll talk about in just a moment. This is the DC watt input, the solar input, and the Type C input if you were charging while you were using this through the internal battery. So really love that it has an app and all these BougeRV products that run on this high technology. It's just getting better and better and better. So let me show you a few more things on this side, including the battery right down here, because that's a main selling point. So everybody knows coolers like this can be plugged in with the included AC or DC adapters. In fact, right here, we have a plug that will accept this guy right here, came with it. And this goes to a regular outlet in your house, in your camper, in your campsite, whatever it is. You plug this in right here on the side and you're good to go. You can charge or even run the cooler off of this. Now, if you wanted to run this off 12 volts, say from your vehicle, which a lot of people do, it does come with a 12 volt adapter. Let me just get this out of here. It does come with a 12 volt adapter as well. So you've got the same input and a 12 volt, or the same output from the cooler and a 12 volt input. Plugs in right here, and you can run that to a power bank, to a vehicle, whatever you want. Those two things are pretty normal for 12 volt coolers, but what we're starting to see is internal batteries and high capacity internal batteries. I believe this battery is 260 watt hours. Now, that is much bigger than like a portable tool battery, much smaller than a power bank that might have a couple thousand watt hours in it, but it is a really, really good design, and this is why I'm super excited about it. First, let me show you this flap. This flap right here gives you access to the battery while it's hooked into the unit for use. So it's waterproof, it's got a gasket around it. You can shut this and use it on battery like we are right now. See, we're still on, we haven't been plugged in since I started this video, and you can pull these guys down right here. See what I mean here? There's a weather strip, and it has labeled Type C, USB-A, XT60 here, and these are the inputs on the battery. So you can plug in solar right here, input, and charge the battery. You can also plug in here to charge the battery, USB-C, but that is also a USB-C out up to 100 watts, and this is an 18 watt USB-A out in case you wanted to charge anything else. But you have weather stripping here, and everything is kind of contained in that. But if you want to get it out, check out this mounting system. I really love it. We've got our indicator here. We've got all of the things that you need to know or need to use, but watch this. Pull this handle, yeah, and then just click. And this whole battery comes out, just like that. There's your battery. Smart locking system goes in here and locks into these pins in the corner. There they are. Super easy. You can pick it up to charge it just like that. And here's what I've done. I've gotten two. That way, I can be running out there on one battery, charging the other, and then when we're ready, when this gets low, I simply pop it out, pop in the new one, connected, click power, we're on, we're kicking, close our door here, and we can take the battery that was just used, go and charge it via USB-C. Super simple. And if you want to know how much power you have left, click that button. You're going to get the indicator. You have 5 LED lights, but chargeable via solar. It's got a really cool battery management system on board, in and outs with USB A and C. This is a little, basically a little mini power bank that you can use for any reason, but they go directly into this cooler so that while you're on a road trip, you can have one charging inside the cab while this one is still working in your cooler. You can just leave your cooler in the back of a truck or somewhere you don't have a 12-volt input, and it's really, really smart. And with all these features, it's no surprise that this has been one of the best 12-volt coolers that we have tested all summer here with the Traveler Toolkit. Now, it does come in at a mid-price range. It's not on the super cheap end, but it's also not on the super expensive end. It has high-end features like apps, Bluetooth, swappable batteries, and I'll just say, I've tested some really expensive coolers, some that are double the price of this cooler, and I've not found one with what I believe is a better battery system than the BougeRV. Plus, I almost forgot, they include a bottle opener right here on the side of the cooler. So if you want to pop top some brewskis, you got a bottle opener built in there. But I love the wheels, the battery, and my third thing that I really love is this handle. This has been extraordinarily handy to have around, just wheeling this around between the trucks, because these things can get heavy. And if you have a paved surface, this is great. It's not going to pull really well across gravel. Grass, yes, sometimes. My only complaint about it is that I often, when it's in, I want to pull these little tabs to try to get it out. You have to push them in and then pull. That's a little weird, but I like that it locks out in 2 different positions, and it just gives you something easier, if not to just get it in and out of the truck, easier to hang on to. You know, I can grab it, push it in, pull it back, things like that. Easier to pull than just scooting a cooler on its bottom all the way through. So because of that, quiet compressor, batteries, handle, man, there's just so many good things to say about this BougeRV 12-volt cooler. And I think if you're looking for one of these that's going to be really handy, have a lot of the features you need, I would start by looking at this one because it really does fit the bill for so many different people. Got those deep baskets down in there so nothing ever is hard to reach. So check this one out for yourself. I really think you're going to like it.